What's going on, folks? This is Markus from ROCKMETALBANDS.com. Today's topic is the video review of Teeth of Lamb's debut album, Soul Gutter. After an EP with a slightly different lineup, the Bavarian trio recorded a full album of just 26 minutes and a few seconds longer of speed thrash metal in 2020. Of course, there is a bit more than speed thrash metal, and we're going to look at it in detail later. As to the packaging, we have to say that the two versions are in CD and vinyl. The CD is in a digibook, which is a slim digipack containing a 12-page booklet and two sleeves, one for the booklet and one for the disc itself, while the vinyl only has one sheet and one sleeve. Moving to the visual aspect, we have to say that the artwork was realized by Venezuelan extreme artist Jesus Lista, who depicted a painting where a gigantic lamb skull is portrayed. It's definitely an aggressive and carnivore lamb, and at its sides we can see several human skulls, and they are very smaller in comparison. The band said that it represents the mud from the soul, so it's in relation to the title of the album. As to the rest of the artwork, we have to say that the back of the digipack shows a big human skull from its side. You can partially see it. And then in the inner pages of the booklet we have the lyrics, and we have some photos in color of the band members, and in the penultimate page we can see information about the recording and a thanks list and some information about the product itself. The vinyl contains the same artwork, but of course it is much more enjoyable and of impact because it's larger, and the lyrics are of course more readable. As to the trivia, I'd like to tell you that the vinyl contains 4 tracks on the A side and 3 on the B side. And the track Snakebottled contains a Get Out guitar solo from Max Mayhem from the band Evil Invaders. If we move to the lyrics, I want to tell you that they were written by the 3 members all together, as well as the music and the arrangements. They all deal with negative feelings and situations. In detail, there is one person who is looking for revenge after being tortured for years. Another is about hatred. Another is about the Christian church, the blood on its hands, due to the fact that several heretics, atheists, and people not in line with its beliefs were tormented in the centuries, both through the Inquisition and during the Holy War. Then there is another interesting topic, which is about a person who finds themselves in hell. They committed involuntarily suicide, and when they realize, they understand that the work was done and it's too late, and they cannot go back. Moving to the engineering and sound quality aspect, I want to tell you that the recording was made at the Teeth of Lamb studio, and the drums were recorded by Wolf J, guitarist and singer of the band, together with Jacob Lisette, and the mixing and the mastering were performed at Metalsound studio in Lehrbach. No digital amps and no keyboards were used. There are some slight differences between the vinyl and the CD. That's because the master tapes were cut differently, and you know that the CD sounds a bit louder, and of course it's cleaner. This leads me on to the musical analysis of the tracks. 2 interesting tracks are the instrumentals, one at the beginning and one at the conclusion of the CD. Then we have Snakebottled, which is a track that immediately shows Wolf J's aggressive and corrosive vocals. There are also a lot of interesting parts. In particular, I'm referring to the solos. I counted 3 altogether. Then there are another 2 ear-piercing solos later, so 5 in the same song. Not bad at all. And then I want to talk to you about I Am Your Religion, because it's a song with a sort of rapid thrash metal, quite raw in the vein of Destruction, Sodom and the likes. This song is also accompanied by an official video. Now I want to mention the track Prone to Violence, because it's definitely the highlight of the full length. It's a song with an instrumental crescendo, a martial refrain, gorgeous guitar licks. It's also memorable because of the final guitar riffs. They are palm muted with the right hand. Now let's move to the value aspect of the album. If you are a thrash metal maniac and you own all the best records from the big four of German thrash metal, you could also like something like Teeth of Lamb's debut album. You can listen to some new music in the vein of the best German bands. And you can think that if you buy the vinyl version, you can make an investment, because Kenkraft Ritter Records released very few copies of this album. So after 2 years since its release, it's already becoming rare. So in the end, if you like bands such as Destruction, Sodom, Annihilator, even the first Raven, Exodus, and especially Children of Bodom, I think that this album is for you. The available versions are, of course, like I said before, the vinyl version and the digibook, but you can also find it digital on Bandcamp and other digital platforms if you want to give it a listen before you purchase it. I'm always hoping that the German label will release this album with some bonus tracks, because it just lasts 26 minutes and a few seconds more, and personally I don't see it as a full-length album, but just as an EP, and I'd like to hear bonus material so that it can become a real album. For me, a real album lasts at least 30 minutes. In conclusion, if you have never listened to Teeth of Lamb, you have to think that it's very difficult to find something more German metal than them, and I mean it in a very positive way. Of course, there can also be a negative aspect to some, which is the fact that there are some parts in the vein of Halloween. They are a bit joyful, I mean, not too aggressive. When they are put close to dark and primitive parts, like most of Teeth of Lamb's music, then the contrast is very stark. So in the beginning you need time to assimilate it, at least it happened to me, and I think that some of you might experience the same at the beginning, but on the third, fourth listen everything will go smooth. Besides that, we can say that this is a very organic German thrash metal album with superb guitar work, a guitar work that shreds and kills. So what are you waiting for? Disconnect yourselves from your iPhones and get into the pit. If you appreciated this video review, please put a like, leave a comment and subscribe to this channel. And I'm also very interested in learning what video reviews you'd like to hear and see next. That's all for now. Thanks for your attention from your beloved Markus.